Welcome. Thanks for being here. Thanks so much for being a member of my community. I'm going live a little early this week. I've got my clear glasses on instead of my blue blockers because I wanted everybody to be able to see me, and I'm excited to share the message that we have today. You know, entrepreneurs, we're so different than the rest of the world. Entrepreneurs we are incredibly unique. You know, when I look at the entrepreneurial personality type, when I look at the people that I work with, the people that I've had the privilege to coach, the people that I've been able to hang out with that are all like me, here's what I see consistently is that we are momentum-based beings. We are driven to move forward, to make things happen, to change the world, to be in momentum. And when I say we're momentum-based beings, I mean, we need momentum like the rest of the world needs oxygen. We want to feel like we're accomplishing something, achieving something, doing something. Can you relate to this? If you can, let me know. Just let me know in the comments. I'd love to know that you relate to that feeling of wanting to be making something happen, because I've had that feeling for my entire life. In fact, that feeling can sometimes overpower other feelings. Like I can forget to drink, I can forget to eat, I can forget to do other things that are important to me because I'm so busy trying to move things forward and make things happen and stay in momentum. I think that is one of the most relatable feelings for us as entrepreneurs. We want to get into momentum and stay in momentum. Now, here's the issue. The issue is if we don't know where we're going, if we are in the condition that my team and I like to refer to as entrepreneurial blindness, where we are working out like crazy, we're getting stuff done, we just don't know where we're going, we don't have that forward vision, we can end up spinning our wheels, working like crazy and not going anywhere. In fact, you can hear it in the language of entrepreneurs. You know, you hear it. You can, when you talk to entrepreneurs like you and I, you say, hey, how are things going? And they'll say things like, I'm spinning my wheels. I haven't really been able to make a lot of progress, or I'm working like crazy. I'm just waiting for something to happen. Have you felt like that in your career as an entrepreneur? In fact, this is a feeling that is so common for entrepreneurs at the beginning of our career, in the middle of our career. It doesn't matter where we are. We can have this feeling of not being in the momentum we want to have, not getting the progress we want to have this feeling of entrepreneurial blindness. So let me give you the symptoms of this feeling of entrepreneurial blindness where you don't know where you're going. So the symptoms are pretty simple. And we'll go through them one at a time, because here's the reality for entrepreneurs. I've got some notes here. Here's the reality for us. Clarity is everything for us as an entrepreneur. So I want you to take it just a thought. Right now, when you look at your business, when you look at your life, when you look at what you're achieving right now, do you have the accelerator pedal down to the floor? Are you going as fast as you possibly can towards your outcomes, towards your goals? Are you excited on a daily basis about what you're doing? Or are you in a place where your foot's off the accelerator pedal? In fact, maybe you're doing a little procrastination. You're not getting everything that you want to get done. You're frustrated with what you're getting done. Well, if you're in that state, the reality is you might have this condition, temporary condition of entrepreneurial blindness. And there's three things primarily that this causes. And these are the three of the biggest things it causes. One, causes you to be the biggest bottleneck in your business. It feels like everything has to go through you. Two, feels like you're not going fast enough. Do you have that feeling like your team, you're not getting everything done that you want to get done? And then the third one is you're feeling like you're still involved with everything. Let's examine these. So number one, being the biggest bottleneck in your business. This is one of the most frustrating feelings we can have as an entrepreneur, because it feels like everything has to go through us. And I know what this feels like. I've been there more than once in my entrepreneurial career. It feels like on a daily basis, that to-do list you make every morning is getting longer and longer. And there's a backup of stuff that needs your attention. And the gotta minutes from people around you and having to verify or look at stuff or check stuff or approve it is just stacking up and getting more and more overwhelming. And that feeling of being the biggest bottleneck in a business is debilitating for us. As entrepreneurs, we want to be in momentum, but when we feel like we're the biggest bottleneck, it can actually make us feel exhausted and tired and frustrated and like we just don't want to even do anything. It's one of the most constraining feelings we have as an entrepreneur, because one, when you're the biggest bottleneck, you know things aren't getting done. And when you're a bottleneck for other people, you know other people aren't getting things done. This can wear us down, break us down, make us feel frustrated, make us feel like we're not accomplishing what we want. This is a massive symptom of entrepreneurial blindness. The second one I want to go through is your team, you're not going fast enough. In fact, wait, let me back up. I just want to share a story about this first one being the biggest bottleneck. I have the privilege of working with one of the funniest people on the planet. His name's Daniel Rosen. He runs a company called Credit Repair Cloud. When Daniel and I met, Credit Repair Cloud was in the multiple millions, but Daniel was literally acting as the customer service rep and the marketer and the speaker and the CEO and all these other roles. In fact, he used to call himself a different name when he did customer service. He was a huge bottleneck, like touching every single part of the company. When we got together with Daniel and he put together his first strategic plan, that entire business shifted. When we started working with Credit Repair Cloud, they were in the multiple millions. I think it was 3 or 4. This last summit that we had a month ago, when Daniel was in the room, they went from 12 to 15 million in the last 3 months. They are at a $15 million run rate. When you get entrepreneurial blindness out of the way, when you clarify your future, when you know where you're going, things get infinitely easier. Now, the second thing that happens when you have entrepreneurial blindness, when you don't have clarity as to where you're going, when you don't have a strategic plan in place, you feel like things aren't going fast enough. Man, I know this feeling. You want the acceleration and the momentum of achieving and making things happen, but you and your team just don't feel like it's happening in the speed you want it to. You know, I always joke with people, as an entrepreneur, I want everything done all at once and right away. But over time, I've become realistic to where if things are getting done and we are knocking things out and we are making things happen, I'm excited about it. When I see tons of productivity around me and I'm not responsible for it all, that's an incredible feeling as an entrepreneur. It makes me feel like things are going fast enough, like we are getting there, like we're going to make the impact that we want. If you're not feeling this right now, here's chances are it's the same reason why you're the biggest bottleneck. If you don't have a strategic plan in your business, if you don't know where you're going next and you're carrying it around all up here, you will be the biggest bottleneck in your business and you will never feel like your team is going fast enough. And if your team doesn't have a strategic plan where they can see what's coming next, where they know what's going to happen, if they don't have that roadmap that shows them what's coming down or coming next, they won't be able to anticipate what they need. They'll be afraid to take initiative. They won't step up and do what they should be doing. That is a huge issue if you have a team. So if you're not going fast enough, chances are it's because your team doesn't know what's coming next. It's because they don't have clarity. It's because they don't have that accelerator pedal down to the floor. So first huge symptom of entrepreneurial blindness is you feel like the biggest bottleneck. The second one is you don't feel like things are going fast enough. Now, this is a big one. You feel like you either have to touch or be involved in everything. Now, this is different than being the biggest bottleneck. Being the biggest bottleneck is people want stuff from you. They can't get it through you. You're not approving things fast enough. You're not doing things fast enough. Well, this other feeling of you feel like you have to be involved in everything, that's the other side of the bottleneck coin. If you are the biggest bottleneck, then you feel like you have to touch everything, approve everything. And here's what happens. We've all gone through this as an entrepreneur. You're doing everything you can. You're working as hard as you can. You're getting things done. You know, your team's getting things done. You don't have a strategic plan, but you still are getting things done. And you're kind of holding off, feeling like a bottleneck and feeling like you're not going fast enough and feeling like, you know, you're still touching everything. And then what'll happen is you start going through your day's work and you find a mistake. You find a problem. You find an error. You find an issue somewhere. And that, when you are in the condition of entrepreneurial blindness, makes you feel like you need to go check everything. It makes you feel like you need to get back involved in everything. It makes you feel like you're not involved enough. So here you are touching everything. Then something goes wrong and it feels like you have to go fix everything. Why? Because you're in a state of entrepreneurial blindness and you have put your team in a state of entrepreneurial blindness. If you want to stop feeling like the biggest bottleneck, if you want to start going as fast as you and your team possibly can, and if you want to feel like stop feeling like you're involved in everything, here's the easy way out. Create a strategic plan that everyone on your team understands. See, if you have a strategic plan, here's what immediately happens. Your team knows where you're going next, so you no longer have to be the bottleneck. They can anticipate what is needed. If you have a strategic plan that everyone on your team understands, they have that 30-day roadmap of what's happening next, they will go faster. They can anticipate what's next. It's like sending somebody out onto a sports field with the play instead of without the play. If they have the play, there's a lot more chance they're going to be successful, much higher chance they're going to be successful. If we don't have a plan, it's like sending your team out on the field without a play and just saying, go for it. Or here's my vision. When you have a plan or you actually have the play called on the field, things get a lot better. And if you feel like you're still involved with everything or touching everything, once you have a strategic plan, this is a huge bridge here, by the way, not for our team, but for us. See, as entrepreneurs, we feel the compulsion to be involved in everything when we don't have confidence in how it's going to end up. Why was Daniel involved in everything in Credit Repair Cloud? Why was he literally pretending to be a different person and answering customer service tickets? Because he felt like if he didn't do it, nobody would. He felt like if he didn't do it, it wouldn't get done. Now, the massive shift here is when we create a strategic plan as entrepreneurs, when we share that plan with our team, when we systematically achieve that plan on a monthly basis and start knocking those achievements down, everything changes for us. And we, as entrepreneurs, can let go. We can let go of having to do everything, see everything, be everything, approve everything. We can let go of having to be there for everything that happens in our company. We can let go of being the only person that can do everything. And when we let go and we let that plan get executed and move forward and create momentum, that is when we finally get to the place where we've always wanted to be as entrepreneurs. I don't know about you, but I want a team where we say, here's where we're going. My team lines up behind me and we go crush it and get there. In fact, with a strategic plan, I can say, here's where we're going. My team gets out in front of me and we go crush it and get there. Even better. And so when you have a planning system in place as an entrepreneur, everything changes. So here's our suggestions on how to create a strategic plan and what you should make sure you have in a strategic plan. One, we like them to be created every 30 days so that you have every 30 days, you have a new plan that you're putting in place. And for us as entrepreneurs, that allows us to change things and shift things on every 30-day basis. If you're going to have a strategic plan in your company, make sure you have a system where it's created the exact same way every single time and distributed to your team. And if it's not in writing and everyone sees it, then you don't really have a strategic plan. And the last and most important part of this is you want to make sure that you have a way to both create your strategic plan and present it to your team so that it's easy to understand and impossible to misunderstand. If you do these things, here's what will happen. A simple strategic plan will take you out of being the biggest bottleneck. Your team will start advancing quicker and you'll stop feeling like you have to do everything yourself. It really can be this simple to create a strategic plan and move your business forward. And this is what we do. We would love to help you. So if you're interested in creating a strategic plan and getting more information on how we help people do this, go to sharfen.com/build momentum. You can go to sharfen.com/build momentum and download a number of different items from us. And in about 5 or 6 weeks, we have a new product coming out that is all around creating the ultimate strategic business plan. I don't want you to miss it. It's going to change companies. It's going to change entrepreneurial lives. I fully believe it's going to change the way that entrepreneurs build and execute and build their businesses from now and forever. And I can't wait for you to check it out. So go to sharfen.com/build momentum. And remember, as entrepreneurs, we are that tiny little percentage of the population that actually makes up our own rules. I mean, sure, we have to put up with governments and taxes and all that other stuff. But as an entrepreneur, you make up your rules. You get to make up what you do every day. You get to make up how you and your team behave, what you and your team go after. You get to literally create your reality. And when you create a strategic plan, that reality will actually happen in a time frame far faster than you ever thought it would. I just want to thank you for being here with me today. Thanks for being part of our community. If you're not in the Sharfen Facebook community, please go join. We'd love to have you there. If you're already here, invite a few of your friends here. We'd love to see them here too. And thanks for being here. And remember, you don't have to be blind to your future as an entrepreneur. When you create a strategic plan and a system to achieve that plan, you will systematically go out and make your dent in the universe. That's the way it really works. Thanks for being here.